Never gonna tell a lie, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna turn around and desert you. Yes, that was actually Greta. And I wanted to give you the whole thing, but unfortunately it was copyrighted. So I had to sing the lyrics myself. It was very beautiful, seeing her happy, dancing around, acting like an actual teenager. A little bit bewildering, taken aback, but very wonderful. Ushikushi. Love it. Love it. Hopefully, she's going to find someone that's going to give her what she is thinking of, a long commitment. And you won't find that from any other gal. Here's the question though, like if you were her age, if you're in her age bracket, would you marry her? Like take into account that she comes from a millionaire family, she's very famous. So would you do the deed? Would you consider, like, look, if I marry her, my life is set. I'll never have to work a single day of my life. I can stay home and play Xbox. I can play video games. And I can travel the world. Like, you can probably travel the world with her. Get to experience beautiful places, nice sights. You're going to have to, of course, stay out of the cameras. Otherwise, you're going to become controversial. Maybe some paparazzis would talk about you. You're going to be labeled for life as the Greta's husband. Like, they will never tell you your name. But, my God, see, I start to realize that there's a lot of people in the chat that just don't know what's good for them. I would personally not hesitate. I'd be like, you know what? If I was her age, I would have no obligations. If I was single, I would be, why not? Let's go down and start seducing. Let's see if I can convince her that I am the guy for her. Again, $1 million family. Like, ching! I got no scruples. The best thing that happened to this planet is the fact that I was born a man. If I was born a woman, you think Pokimane has what it takes? Oh my god, I'd have been on the top of the Twitch stream list. I would have been more sexier than Ninja. I managed to make a lot of money. I would do very well for myself. Anyway, Billy Blogs is asking me if I want. I can't say that word on YouTube, I'm afraid. I need to say something else. Do I want mentally deficient children? I don't care. I would be in $1 million family. That's my goal. Like, you do not understand. That is the end result. Like, that is what I want. I won't get it from any other gal. That is what I would do in order to achieve the purpose. Greta needs to go back to school. I think she actually did go back to school. But let's be honest, why would she need to go back to school? If you're the daughter of a millionaire, that is the actual question. Why do you need to go back to school? I mean, she is the daughter of a millionaire, right? She's not a person that's going to have difficulty finding a job. She already has a good career as a PR person. Why? Give me a reason. Why would Greta need to go back to school? Vocational school. She needs to work the ports, fix pipes, build houses, lay power lines. You know, the world spin jobs. Yes, absolutely. I can definitely see the Dataru of a millionaire doing everything that you said, Political Defy. You know, it's kind of like you get to see Walt Disney do this. They would make cartoons and there would be like a rich family and they don't even know how to boil an egg. It's kind of like that. Do you think rich people know how to fix a cable? Do you think they know how to fix a leakage? No. They have a phone with a plumber on speed dial. Probably their private plumber. So, anyway. Wealthy, famous, influential, leftist, commie family, champagne socialist. What a surprise. Yes. Of course. Why is Divina showing me a fruit that actually means something perverted? Did I make her moist? Anyway, right, so I didn't get you all here just to talk. I got you all here in order to keep talking about this Wicked Stupid. I forgot to thank Drew McTighe for giving me $5, as well as Non Vitar X for 10. And let's see who else. Gus and Noah Hislop. If you guys followed me here from my main channel, I read your super chats. I'm sorry I switched accounts. Couldn't actually read it in time. So okay, man, I'm really sad. I'm a little bit bummed up. I wanted to go see Dune today, but I went to the cinema. I believe it was 5 p.m. Yeah, and they told me that I can't go see it because the cinema is already at a third capacity, which is what the government allows during these harsh pandemic times. And I could see it at 9:30. But my waifu didn't want to stay that long. She's like, well, what are we going to do in the city for like 4 hours? It's cold. So I didn't get to see Dune. I hope it sucks. I hope it's a bad movie. And I can't go see it tomorrow because tomorrow restrictions are coming. The government doesn't allow me to go to the mall. For the next month, they say. So for a month in Romania, you can't pay taxes. Unironically, like that is actually the most interesting measure that I have seen any government take in order to keep people healthy. You are not allowed to go to the Romanian equivalent of the IRS, like where you're supposed to go in order to pay taxes. Did any country do that? I think even in Australia they would allow you to pay taxes. Now, of course, you can pay them online, but the problem is most people in Romania, especially the older generation, like people 50 years and up, don't know how to use a computer. So I don't know what the government was thinking. To me, it baffled me, but okay, fine. And you're also not allowed, let me think what else. To go in a courtroom. Now, I know that in order to get the green pass, you need to get the poke. And I understand that is the most safe medicine in the entire history of mankind. I mean, even the aspirin has more exemptions. But no, this is 100% safe. However, with that knowing, I can imagine that there might be like that one person that has a doctor's note that is not safe for him. Like that one individual. Maybe he's got like some autoimmune disease or whatever. And he happens to witness a murder, right? So he can't get a green pass, but he witnessed a murder. So the judge needs to summon him as a witness to the trial, and he can't get in because he doesn't have the thing. That will create a very interesting legal ramification. I'm pretty convinced. But not only that, like, what if you actually are the criminal? Like, what if you run over someone by accident with a car, right? And then you're summoned to court, and you're like, well, fuck it, I don't have a pass. Like, the right of a trial is something universal in my country. It's guaranteed by the Constitution. Like, who made these restrictions? I'm really curious. Like, I would like to speak with them. It's like, I get it, okay, no malls, no shopping center. Like, I get that, okay, basic bitch stuff by now. But, like, the courthouse and paying the taxes, you'd think those would, like, just let people go pay the fucking taxes, you morons. What government does this? Zoom call? Do you think Romania has the technology to do a Zoom call? Do you think we are? Like, do you think this is America or some shit? Again, like, most people don't know how to operate a computer. Zoom call. Zoom. I am not a cat. Zhuge, I guarantee to you, I'm not a cat. Anyway. You just talked in your last video about people doing what they hate. You are the ones consume what they hate. I don't think there's any controversy surrounding Dune. No actor said anything dumb. No bad takes. I looked at the trailer. It seems to be pretty much exactly what the original was like. It seems to be like a good adaptation. So I thought, hey, why not? Still need to get out with my wife every now and then. So yeah, I picked Dune because I thought that's a good idea. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad movie. Is it stressful to make this weekend stupid? Absolutely. I'll tell you why it is. It's not the fact that it's difficult. Okay, like there's other things that I can do that are more difficult than edit a video. But like reading all the dumb news, it really gets to you. Because you realize like the things that you are reading are things that are actually happening in real life to actual human beings. So when you see the trigonometry teacher, you're thinking like, can you imagine if you send your kid to that school and they have to learn trigonometry? And then it kind of clicks. Because let me show you something. Like in Ohio, I believe, they are not going to check if students know how to read and do math. And now it kind of makes sense why not. Because, well, with teachers like that, it would be a miracle if they actually learned something. I kind of love the like people making excuse for the teacher. It's like, oh yeah, she's doing a funny skit. Man, I had teachers that did a funny skit without being so cringe. I mean, those weren't kindergarten kids, number one. And secondly, I was looking at their faces. It's almost like they wanted to have an out-of-body experience. Like they wanted to just transcend their corporeal form and be somewhere else with the spirit. There was a joke that I wanted to make, but then I realized this is YouTube. So I'm not going to make it. Okay, fine. All right. Look here. Take it. What I love the most about it, and I know like a lot of people will point out the color of the cat, because, okay, fine. Yeah, you're a racist, aren't you? But what I like is the facial expression of the cat. This is what really gets to me. You know, a lot of people were pointing out, hey, Romania uses cats to steal things. Oh, how funny. In case you don't know, I'll retell the story. During communism, a lot of people who had money, extra money, they would buy Persian rugs. Those were like the luxury. And I'm saying the luxury because all apartments were the same. Everyone had the same furniture, but you could actually buy a very expensive Persian carpet. So during the summer, in Romania, like there were no vacuum cleaners. All right, like they didn't exist. So what people would do is that they would take their carpets down in front of the building, and they would smack them. They would have this kind of like a stick, like a baseball bat, and they would smack the carpet so all the dust comes up. And after that, they would wash it, and they would put it to dry, hanging over the balcony. So what a thief would do is that they would take a cat, and they would throw the cat on the carpet, and the cat would try climbing up, and it would cause the carpet to roll down, right? But now, apparently in Russia, a cat was caught smuggling drugs into the prison. So we got a mule cat. A mule. Is it a mule? Is it a cat? Why not both? Employees of the Federal Penitentiary Service in Russia, Ivanovskaya district, have arrested a cat trying to transfer marijuana to Russian prisoners. It would be news if it was cocaine or something, but it's like, no, marijuana. Okay. You know, I guess the cat is not going to get a lot of time, huh? Well, what is the punishment in Russia for marijuana? A spokesman for the local administration of the Federal Penitentiary Service said the cat was intercepted thanks to a tip-off previously received by the prison staff. A snitch! A snitch! Someone snitched on the cat. Maybe this is why it has this facial expression. Because it knows that someone talked. The operation was solid. Everything was going to plan. The only explanation is if someone snitched. Do you think the cat will get time off if it rats on its co-conspirators? When it tried to sneak into the prison area, the cat was caught near the wall. The prison staff discovered a collar containing 5 grams of marijuana tied to the animal's neck. That's it. That's the story. I thought it was funny. I thought you guys may appreciate it a little bit. Yeah, you know who snitched on the cat? I just realized. A rat. A rata. A dirty little rata. I wonder if the cat is going to go to the rat, which is in a wheelchair, and is this how you wanted to end your life, Hector? Like a dirty little rata? Last time to look at me, Hector. Yeah, 5 grams. How much is 5 grams? Is that a lot? I mean, I'm not an expert. Like, I've never done drugs. I don't know how much. But I assume like 5 grams of marijuana isn't really that much. Not a rat, a dirty little rata. Yeah, framed by the fuzz fur. It's kind of weird. Like, why put it around the cat's neck? If it put it into the cat's anus, they would have never found it. Depends on what drugs and where you are. We're talking about marijuana. Public school. Kids can't read. What's wrong on the public school teachers? You know what I think? I'm starting to believe what the people in the chat are saying. 5 grams isn't that much. What if the Russian officers planted the drugs on the cat? What do you think about that? Has anyone considered that the cat is innocent and the police officers planted it on the cat? About $10 a gram or so. Well, $50 in Russia is probably a lot of money, especially for a convict. I mean, $50 here is good money. It's good eating. You can survive a month with $50 here. No one would have been able to get it. Russia is not poor anymore. I don't think it's more rich than Romania, to be honest. Especially if you're a convict. Man, when you're a convict, you don't get money. You don't work. Unless you have like someone giving you money from home. Or you have like a big bank account, some savings. But usually convicts don't have money. I mean, they trade cigarettes, FFS. Yeah, this is something I haven't covered it, but like after everything Fauci did, the fact that he did the experiment on puppies is what finally got people upset. I'm like, well, come on. To be honest though, there were some really fucked up experiments. My God. I'll probably talk about it in the next week, you stupid. But holy shit. So, let me use archive today for this. Alright. So, Buttigieg. Buttigieg. Why can't I open this link? Doesn't matter. So, I'm pretty sure you guys know who Pete Buttigieg is. He is the minister, I believe, of transportation. He's in charge of the thing. And now there's a transportation crisis in the United States. So, last year, during the height of the pandemic, when things were really, really bad, and people in the media were complaining that there are no hospital beds, a lot of sick. You have the photo op from Pete Buttigieg. Now, I say it's a photo op because last time I checked, Pete Buttigieg is not a trans woman. Okay? So he's not a birthing person, as they say in America. He's a gay person. That's fine, okay? He can adopt. So he adopted 2 children. Beautiful. And they're going to have a pleasant future. You're in the hands of one of the most powerful people in the United States. You're going to raise yourself in a beautiful family. What I don't get is like, why do you need a hospital bed? Because he obviously didn't give birth to it, right? He didn't shadow it. I mean, they could have just handed the child, concerning the fact that it's a pandemic, they could have given the kid outside of the hospital. Like, they could have delivered it to his home. So this, to me, a skeptic, I know, a bigot, looks like a photo op, right? It looks like a photo op that he wanted to put up there, you know, on his Instagram. And in order to do that, he had to get the hospital bed. Okay, fine. You know, now some people complain, some bigots whine, but that's what bigots do, right? Bigotry, bigots are going to bigot, as they say. Now, apparently, he's got paternity leave, which is fine. Paternity leave. The only problem is that people are pointing out, dude, there is a transportation crisis in the US. There's not enough truckers. There's problem in the ports. There's empty shelves because of it. Do you think now is the time to take a paternity leave? Don't you have a husband? But no, you see, those are detractions. That's what the bigots are saying, because in reality, MarketWatch knows that it's a toxic masculinity thing. Big Buttigieg faced bitter backlash for taking paternity leave. Why it's time for the stigma to end. So, do they honestly think that if it was a woman and she took a paternity leave during a time of a national crisis, people would have been, oh, well, that's understandable? I'm just saying, it's a little bit... Just how do these people at MarketWatch, did they even talk with the people who are upset? I'm not an American. I don't give a shit. But I see what Americans say on Twitter. If it was in my country, yeah, I'd be upset. It's like, look, I'm not against the paternity leave, but please, if you have the option of sending someone else, do that. If not, just wait until the crisis is over. I mean, the crisis is going to be over at one point, right? Like, it's not going to last for years, huh? Maybe this is what's going to happen. It's going to last for so long that he can't put off the paternity leave. Fox News host Tucker Carlson and others have criticized the transportation secretary for his recent paternity leave, while others have vouched for the value of bonding time. Bonding time. Bon, bon, bon. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. By the way, think about this. Imagine you're a doctor in a hospital right now. You get like the beds are overfilled. Problem everywhere, and then you take a paternity leave. Huh? Kind of the same thing, isn't it? So, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg is facing criticism over his decision to take a paternity leave while the country is facing a major supply chain issue. Well, yeah, it's not the fact that he's a man. No one, okay, fine. He's not the first man that takes a paternity leave. But the controversy is also prompting renewed discussion among parents, parenting experts, and others about the need for men to have time off following the birth of a child. What type of moron would have this conversation if the family consists of two men? Now, I get it, there's some people that don't agree, they're a little bit bigoted and they don't think that he should have been able to adopt. I'm not part of those people. If I was the kid in the orphanage, I would rather be adopted by Pete Buttigieg, the most wealthy and influential person in America, than by remaining at the orphanage, right? So, if it was my choice, I would rather be adopted by anyone than to stay at the orphanage. Just saying, but this is just me. So there are those people that disagree with that. Okay, fine. But that's not the conversation. He is married with another man, okay? No matter what. No matter which side of the coin. A man would have been on the paternity leave. Someone needs to stay home and take care of the kid, right? But the question is, why Pete? Why not the other guy? Buttigieg, a candidate for the by the way, what if he won? That's another good question. What if he won the Democratic nomination in 2020? What if he was the president of the US right now, when there's multiple crises? Be like, okay, I need to take some time off. I need to be with my family. I hope you guys understand. They recently became parents of twins through an adoption. Buttigieg introduced the couple infant twins, saying, "We are delighted to welcome Penelope and Joseph August Buttigieg to our family." Buttigieg was mostly offline from work during the first 4 weeks of parenting, according for the Department of Transportation. That prompt charges that the Transportation Secretary was neglecting his duties at a pivotal time, a situation he also navigated when the service in the U.S. Navy Reserve required absences from South Bell City Hall. I mean, America is pretty much like a country that runs itself at this point. Why does it need to be at the helm? Thank you, Crafty Huragok. Have a good day, everyone. And V, do you think the supply chain back and consumer goods shortage? I work in shipping. and it's slowing down even though we are in peak session. Well, tell that to Buttigieg. Oh wait, you can't. By the way, since the guy that gave me the super chat, he's got the Pepe the Frog and the Halloween theme. Do you know what I want to dress as Halloween? Well, I can't dress as anything for Halloween because Romania doesn't celebrate it. But do you know what I would think that the best costume would be? The scariest costume. You can dress as the Australian Prime Minister and threaten people that you're going to lock them in their homes. Yeah, like seriously, like do this. If you're on Halloween, try doing this. Dress as the Australian Prime Minister and tell people that you're worried about their safety and health. Or actually, no. Tell people that you promise them health and safety. My God, in Australia, that would be really funny. Yes, like just dress as the Prime Minister in Australia and say, I promise to you health and safety. Citizen, I promise to you health and safety. You're going to scare the living shit out of people. They might even call the cops on you. Isn't it true, though? Isn't it true? Like, how do you get a wrench? I'll give you a wrench. There you go. I want to be an allegory for the state, which is just walking around with the spiked bat. I don't think that's funny, though. Like, people wouldn't get it. But you can dress as Uncle Sam. I mean, that's not something difficult. Believe it or not, the United States actually has an avatar. I suppose if you wanted to, you could dress like the US, like Uncle Sam. And yeah, I mean, it should be something about telling people to stay indoors, stay safe. Australia now requires for your wedding to be in your home with a webcam session. Get the fuck out. No, I don't believe that. Come on. Australia wedding webcam. Didn't they just release didn't they just lifted the lockdowns? Australia wedding COVID. Let's see. Nah, man, I can't see that. You lied to me. You lied to me thinking that I would take the bait, but I had not. You're going to dress as the Taliban, says Abdi Muhammad. I don't think people would even get upset. Like, they will probably not even recognize. Do the Taliban even have a uniform? Like, what is the uniform of the Taliban's? Oh, yeah, I know. It's the U.S. Marine uniform or the U.S. soldier uniform. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna dress like this, you might confuse people. I don't know. I would dress as something else on Halloween. Why no Halloween in Romania? Do they think it's satanic? Yes, they do think it's satanic. Which is kind of weird because we got other celebrations which are also scary, but it's not a thing. Like it never became a thing here. From what I know, Halloween started in Ireland. The Irish had it, and it spread in Britain. But then, as the Irish moved into the United States, the celebration like took hold because it was so cool, and more people did it. And then, with the magic of Hollywood, it made the rest of the world aware that it exists. Now, in Romania, there might be like some Halloween parties, and you might see some people cosplaying and stuff, but it's not the thing. Like, you won't see people trick-or-treating. So no, like it's there is no Halloween in Romania. Although, like I seen recently, they do start to sell some merchandises. Like I seen a couple of masks that you can buy. I seen a couple of interesting costumes. But again, like I've never seen like kids trick or treating. And by the way, like is the trick real? Like if you tell the kids like you don't open the door, do they actually trick you? And what is the trick? Like what tricks do kids do on Halloween? Halloween is cringe. Get the fuck out. I never had it. And if I never had it, it's fucking awesome. It's kind of true though, like Halloween got washed down by American consumer culture. But if you think about it, Christmas got washed down by American consumer culture. I mean, the Santa Claus is Coca-Cola. Everything that has to do with Christ is pushed aside because, well, Christmas is about Santa, right? And it's not only that, but it's like the consumerism, like you have to buy presents for the family and whatnot. To be honest, I'm not really that against the concept of Christmas because, yeah, I mean, the presents are kind of cool. But there's other holidays that got washed up even more. Let me think. Let me just, oh yeah, Valentine's Day, that is the worst. Like, that is the big, where the cancer is at. The kids throw toilet paper all over your house. How much toilet paper can they have, though? I mean, if they throw toilet paper over your house, like that's one roll of toilet paper, right? So if 10 houses don't open, they throw 10 rolls of toilet paper, and then they run out. That, not to mention, wouldn't that mean that the stores would run out of toilet paper because like a lot of kids would buy it? What about fireworks? Yeah, so in Romania, you're not allowed to buy fireworks, but the government can. And the government sometimes at certain events like throws fireworks, so that does happen. People do eggs? Jesus. They throw eggs at your house? Okay, then Hollywood is cringe. So how do you do it? Like if you actually are not home? Like if you're not home on Halloween, do you just come back and you find your house covered in toilet paper and eggs? My god, that would be horrible. Yeah, I can see why Halloween is scary now. Yeah, that would frighten the living shit out of me. It's like, oh my god, it's Halloween. I need to make sure I open the door. I need to give them the trick, the treat, because otherwise I get the trick. Many stores refuse to sell a lot of paper on Halloween. Yeah, but like if you want to, like if I was a kid, I would just buy it 1 or 2 weeks earlier. Like, why would you buy it exactly on Halloween? And not to mention, I would rather have toilet paper on my house than to have eggs. Jesus. Okay, Razmaz, you just convinced me that the celebration is awful. Doesn't really happen often. I see. Easter is worse than Christmas? I don't know. Anyway, right, let's go back to the thing. So,
large companies.
This is my favorite woman. Okay? Right here. I love this redhead. And her job, like, this is what people need to understand, right? Like, well, she's doing a job. Like, she needs to make the White House administration look good. She's a PR person. That's what she does. She's not supposed to tell the truth. She's not supposed to lie. She's supposed to make the White House and the president look good. That's it. That's her job. Okay? And when you understand that, it makes a lot more sense. Now, she is asked, why did President Biden say he went to the border? And this is her answer.
We've seen from companies, large companies, private sector companies that have implemented these requirements across the board.
Okay, following up on something else the president said last night. Why did President Biden say he has been to the border?
Well, Peter, as you may have seen, there's been reporting that he did drive through the border when he was on the campaign trail in 2008, and he
Yeah, so Biden lied about going to the border. Obviously, like, people thought that he went to the border now. And she's like, oh, well, he didn't go to the border in 2008. Fact check. Mostly true. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this. All right, hold on. I'll give it this to you. Look at this. Do I even need to say it? Fine, I'll say it. Can you imagine if it was Trump? Mostly true. Oh my god. Okay. Now I get it. You know, now I get it. Because apparently there was a White House, a city council meeting, town hall meeting, whatever they call. And this is how Biden was staying. Like, he was frozen in motion for seconds on end. I think it's a side effect from the time machine. Like, he went into the time machine, traveled back into the past 13 years ago, went to the border. My leftist friend once told me just because society is giving your ideas the cold shoulder doesn't make them valuable. Now we are supposed to give up on the facts. There's actually articles that came up this week saying that you need to start thinking. Like, literally, the journalist, hey, stop thinking over there. You're making our job harder. Let's watch a very interesting thing, right? So apparently taxpayer money was being paid for this.
Ever called the girl doll?
Or whistled at her walking down the street?
Ever stared at a woman on a bus or
said to your mate, "Don't do that."
So, okay. First of all, the reason men do this is because some women react to it. I'll tell you right up, straight off the bat, I now have deeper knowledge. All right. When I was a kid, I worked, a kid, 16 years old or so. There was this minibus, I guess we have in Romania. Let me show you. We call it a maxi taxi. I don't know why we call it that, because it doesn't look like a taxi. I'll show you in a bit what I mean, right? So it's like this. It's almost like the van that the people that give candy to children have, right? Exactly. It looked literally like this, right? So the way it works is that it's kind of like a bus. You know, it's an indoor route. Right? For example, it says it goes to the Gara. It goes to the railway station. It goes to Kaufland. It goes to all of these places, right? So you go in, and then next to the driver was a guy, aka me, and I would give you a ticket. Now, the driver, I have seen just have the most dumb, the most stupid, the most cringy pickup lines ever. He would hit on every single woman. Everyone. He would, like sometimes you would have a woman and she would sit next to him, and he would put his hand on her leg and go like, "Oh, sorry, I was aiming for the clutch." Like the dude, you would cringe, okay? Do you know at the end of the day how many phone numbers you would get from women? It was astonishing. So the reason he was acting like this is because women were reacting to him. In other words, it's a multilateral issue. It's not just the men that are the problem. If the women don't like it, and by the way, I don't either. If someone behaves like that to my daughter, I would probably get upset, to say it lightly, to say things that within the YouTube TOS. But you can't stop just by asking men not to do. You need to also ask the women not to respond to this type of behavior. He's holding tight those 2 brain cells he has left very hard. I get it. It's the bank bus. Yeah, it was the bank bus. We got the same thing here in South Africa. Your ones also think they're kings of the road. Oh yeah, the maxi taxi. That definitely. Tactical dread. I just realized how silly maxi taxi sounds. Right. So this is the reason that men behave this way, in case you're a teenager and you don't know. Because trust me, when I was a teenager, like before having the experience, the maxi taxi experience deluxe, I also didn't know. I was like, why the fuck are men wolf whistling at women on the streets? Why are they doing this? It makes no sense. Until you finally meet a guy that does it, and you realize just how many phone numbers he's got. But anyway, right, so I love how this starts, right? Ever called a girl doll? I mean, it really depends. If it's a girl that you know and she's comfortable with being called doll, there's no problem. But yeah, calling a random woman on the street doll, okay, I can see why that's an issue. Whistled at her walking down the street, yeah, this is rude. I wouldn't like people whistling at me either. Stared at the woman on a bus. Now, see, this is in the realm of acceptability, I think. Like, you're allowed to look whatever the fuck you want. If she doesn't like it, she can look away. No, seriously. Right? So I get it. Like, don't call strangers dolls. Don't whistle at people on the street. But staring at the person, like not doing nothing, just looking at a person, get the fuck out. You know, like make this a crime. Come on, make this a crime. And by the way, I'm not even staring at people. I have a wife, but still, the very notion that you're telling me I shouldn't stare is annoying. Saying that you would do that. So you look at a person and you would say, yeah, I do that. Women do this as well. Like women often talk, girl talk, and they're like, yeah, you know, I like that guy. Yeah, sure, I'd go with him. But again, like, women are interested in relationships, but are interested in sex. I mean, why do we need to use the women standard for the men? So if a woman goes like, yeah, I'd be in a relationship with him. Okay, yeah, if I say I'd be in a relationship with that woman, then it's acceptable. No, like, men want to fuck, okay? But just because someone says, I do that, doesn't mean that he would actually do it. Without consent, I mean.
Sorry.
Said to your mate, I'd do that.
Look at his face. You know, like, they got this poor kid, paid him money, and asked him to do this seriously. Do you know that he's probably getting mocked by his friends and peers? I mean, seriously, his reputation has took a hit, didn't it?
You ever give a girl a compliment? Like, nice.
And wondered why you didn't get a thank you.
Do you know when girls give you compliments, they get upset if you don't say thank you? But again, like, it depends on the situation. Like, these people, every single person is an individual and is different than everyone else, right? Like, you are different than any other person on the earth. So an interaction between two individuals is also different than any other interaction between other two individuals. So it depends. It really depends. Like, are we talking about a stranger? Are we talking about a colleague? Are we talking about, you know, a teacher that's complimenting a student because she did well at algebra? Women get upset as well if they give you a compliment and you don't say thank you. Men get upset if they compliment other men and they don't get a thank you. It's called courtesy. But okay, you know, whatever.
Ever slid into a girl's DMs?
They went ahead and just showed her it.
So, yeah, the fabled unsolicited dick pic. Now, I never did show any woman my my elephant trunk on social media. Never. I'm actually glad I didn't. I think it's the epitome of rudeness. But girls, like, is this something that happens often? Let me see. Where's my chat? Okay, I got the Vina Duckworth in the chat. Any girls? Is it happening? Like, is it legit? Like, do men actually do that? Do they show their trunk? Unsolicited, I mean. Okay, so you don't ask. You're just like, badoosh. To be honestly, I seen Count Dankula's ball sack. Why? Because he showed it to me. I didn't know why he showed it to me. I was looking at it and it's like, why? You know, like I'm like, it's staring at me. I'm staring at it. And I tried to figure out, like, why is this happening? Like, why is it being presented to me? Apparently it does happen. Okay, so question, when it does happen, like, are you ever impressed? Like when you see it, do you go like, Is it something that actually does something? It is a degenerate thing to do. Yeah, I mean, you know, I got a right-winger in the chat, an extreme right-winger, also Romanian. He says it's a degenerate thing to do. I absolutely agree. It's really fucked up. Neoto says, it's been a while since I watched your channel. Can you update me in how the economy in Romania is doing, since I want to contrast it to US shipping? Man, the economy is doing poorly because the gas prices are up by 50%. Electrical prices are up by 50%. But no shortages so far. Gross. If it's 12 inches and pretty, yes. Still ignoring after, lol. So Succubus Dirite says, if it's 12 inches and pretty, she would like it. But she is still going to ignore the guy afterwards. Oh my god. Ignore the cat. The cat wants to see the pic. Like a baby's finger. Like a baby's finger. Jesus. Okay. Wait, how big is 12 inch? How much is that in centimeters? Let me see. Inches to centimeter. Jesus fuck, woman. That's not a woman. That's like the size of a ruler. Like, what do you do with that? How? Why like 12? My god, get the fuck out. That doesn't even fit. Like that is massive. How many fists is that? It's like 5 fists placed on top of it. It's bigger than a keyboard. What? Hold on. Let me see. What is the size of a keyboard? Keyboard size centimeters. What is the size of a keyboard? Okay, so a keyboard is a little bit more than 30 centimeters. A keyboard is, let's see. Keyboard is 43 centimeters. So, basically, we're looking at, okay, so from the first control key all the way to the right arrow, like, come on, that is the size of a donkey. That is no way. It's 1.5 feet, woman. 1.5 feet. What do you have, the Mariana Trench in there? Why would anyone require, like, okay, so does the guy that you want to be with, do you want him to find oil? Is he digging for something? God. How innocent. I've seen women take something the size of a lot. Where did you see that shit, Abdi? I'm telling your imam, get the fuck out. Look at the succubus trying to tempt us now. It's like, ever held one in your hand? Why the fuck would I want to hold something like that in my hand? That's a Zweihander. That is a bastard sword. That is a tool, an instrument of death. That's a billy club. Yeah, exactly what Billy Block said. Like 12-inch is a very large. Probably not used with a human female. It will just poke the cervix and cause pain. Yes. Exactly. It's very weird. Just weird. Anyway, right, so. Foot and a half. Foot and a half. Jeez. Some parts of sex shops frighten me. Yes. Everyone, no, see, this is why Tactical Droid is wrong. It's like everyone has a 30-centimeter cock online. Look, too big is a problem, all right? Too small is a problem, but too big is also a problem. It needs to be the right size. Like, if it's too small, then obviously, like, everyone understands why. But if it's too big, you're hurting the lady. People here in Sweden want the jungle experience. Get the fuck out. Anyway, right, let's go back to the news. God. All right. Let's get the lecturer back on, which tells us how to behave with the... He's like the pervert in the class, isn't he? He's like that weird, creepy friend that asks you all the weird questions. Like, imagine you're sitting at a table doing your homework and this guy comes up.
You ever got 3 shots in a row hoping you'd get a shot of her?
Why the fuck is he smiling like this? Look at his face, my god. I'm getting all the creepy vibes. If I see this guy next to a school, I'm calling the cops.
You ever guilt tripped her?
Like just judging you or some shit. This is like the brother, you know, coming up to you, or maybe her other boyfriend, and he's coming up to you.
You ever guilt tripped her?
I mean, if it's required, I don't know. Like, what are we talking about? I guilt trip people on a daily basis. I'm like a woman.
What pressured her?
Okay, this is legal. She can say no. She's an adult, all right? She's not like a leaf in the wind. She can literally say no and walk away and never have to deal with me again. You know, by the way, like, this is very interesting. There was a woman, a journalist. I believe it was from Jezebel. And she was complaining that romanticism is gone, right? Because, like, she was saying that there was this guy that she liked. And she said no, and she wanted the guy to try harder. Like, she really liked the guy. She wanted to go out with him, but she said no because she wanted to see him try harder. This is why men aren't trying harder. Right here. This is why. Like, you ask her on a date, she says no, right? So, according to them, you're not supposed to ask ever again. Period. That's it. Imagine, like... Look, to me, dating is like going to a job, alright? So if I go to a job, would I try to get the employer drunk in order for them to say that I get the job? Yes, absolutely. Like, with another man, alright? I'm at a dinner with another man. We're talking about the business opportunity. If I can get him drunk in order to say that he will do it, I would get him drunk. And you know what? It's his fault for drinking. It's his fault. Like, if he represents the interest of a company... And he comes up with me to a business dinner, and he gets wasted, and then he does a deal that he regrets. Not my fucking problem. Alternatively, the other way is true. If I go to a business dinner, and I get wasted, and I sign to a contract that I would regret, still not his problem. I fucked up, right? I mean, but again, like, they're infantilizing women. That's what they're doing. They're treating women like children. As if women don't know anything. As if they're not adults in order to make this decision. As if women don't know if they go out to a dinner with a man and obviously the man is interested in them, they shouldn't drink if they're not interested in going to his place. Like, clearly he's going to pressure. And if she thinks, okay, if I drink, I'm losing my inhibitions and I might say yes and regret it next day, don't fucking drink. It's not that hard. You're not a kid. Jesus.
Bundled her wasted and...
Okay, this is a crime. If she is wasted, it's a crime.
That taxi and took her back.
That's the thing. Like, they're mixing crimes with things that aren't, like staring at a woman in a bus. Saying that you would do a woman. None of these are crimes. Putting a woman that's bundled and wasted into a taxi, it's crime.
Back to yours.
You ever guilt tripped her? Or pressured her?
Again, I guilt trip a lot of people, but I guess women most affected.
Or pushed her into it.
What do you mean push that into it? What the fuck does that mean? Push that into it. What? Chat, I need help. Succubus did it. Girls in the chat. What does it mean? How can a man push you into it? What does push her into it mean? Push that into it. Same as pressure. Well, no, we covered pressure. This needs to be something else. Wouldn't work. If you drunk trick him, he'll never deal with you again. I don't care. If I got the job, I'm happy. But even then, like, if he is drunk, man, and he signs a contract with me, how is it my fault? How would I know that he is drunk? That's another thing, right? I mean, some people have high tolerance, other people have low tolerance. If he actually drank 3 glasses and then wanted to sign a contract with me, how would I know if he is, like, judging properly or not? It's the exact same thing. Hold her down? No, hold her down isn't pushing her into it. But I'm really curious. Like, there's 2 questions that I want to ask. Like, if anyone is watching this and they're upset, there's just 2 questions that I want to ask. How do these people, like instead of making this, why not make a positive video explaining to people how to date? I'm willing to bet there's more than 90% of men that have absolutely no fucking idea how to date. So instead of saying what not to, why not say what you should do? Just, and by the way, it needs to have results, all right? Don't just make a video where you say some cliche bullshit and it doesn't work. No, like, make a video that if men watch and follow the steps, the woman is actually going to be satisfied. If you give a survey to the woman at the end of the date and you say, all right, so the British government paid a lot of taxpayer money in order to teach me how to date, and I applied everything that I learned, how satisfied are you of this dating schedule? How was it for you? From a 1 to 10 basis.
And then left feeling like a lad.
Wait, what?
And then left feeling like a lad.
Why is he about to cry now? He's about to cry! Look!
Lad.
See, most men don't look in the mirror and see a problem.
But it's staring us right in the face.
What, you? You're the problem? I mean, you're staring at me in the face right now. This is the most cringe shit that I've ever
Sexual
seen.
violence starts long before you think it does.
What does any of this... I mean, okay, so some of them have to do with sexual violence, I agree. You know, like getting a woman that's wasted in your car. But, like, staring at a woman in the bus... giving a girl a compliment and expecting a thank you, that's not sexual violence. You're trivializing something horrible.
Don't be that guy.
Oh my god, sponsored by Gillette. I'm fucking real. So government taxpayer money went to this. Alright. How much do you think sexual assault will go down after men see this? That's the real question. This is wasted taxpayer money. You know, like, all my jokes aside, maybe you're a person that literally thinks this is 100% serious. Okay, fine. How much of the sexual assault is it going to go down after seeing this? Like, how many men are genuinely people that are going to commit a sexual assault, but they have seen this and now they're going to be, you know what? I was wrong. Let's look at the comments, all right? Maybe I should hold on, because usually you can have porn on Twitter. Where can I find the replies on this? I see people posting TikTok memes. It's kind of weird. I mean, people are commenting to it, but no one is actually commenting anything that's I mean, so this is part of the idea that you can tell like criminals not to do the crime, and that's going to work. I mean, it's pretty much how do we solve the drug epidemic? Simple. Tell drug lords not to sell drugs. And you have like a video with a couple of guys saying, yeah, I did drugs, I felt really bad, it ruined my life. And you show that to drug dealers and it's going to get the drug epidemic to stop. Like that's pretty much what they're doing. I don't think it's working. I don't think, I agree that sexual violence is horrible, but I don't think this is the way to tackle it. Nor do I think that the signs that you talk about, sexual violence are. My sign would be if you're in a relationship with a man and he hits you once, just once, you break up the relationship. Okay? Never give him a second chance. Never look back. He hits you once, that's it. End. Don't go out with guys that you don't know. Like, form at least some bond before you go out with them. Know what you want from a guy. Like, if you're interested in a relationship, don't sleep with him from the first night. But, I don't have to say these things. I'm pretty sure women are adults. They know. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Dune was good, the best thing visually since the last Blade Runner. I hate you. I hate you so much. Why do you have to say this to me? Just wish it was a high production show instead of a movie. Too much stuff to cram in. V, is it wrong for a man to push a woman to say no because the man is not interested? Well, here's the thing, right? Again, I don't want people to misunderstand me. But I keep saying, right? Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. So you can end up having a one-night stand with a woman. Do you think that the next day, if you don't call her back after a couple of days, she's not going to try to pressure you to be in a relationship with her? She's not going to talk with her friends. She's not going to stare at you during the class. Like, you can have a one-night stand with a colleague of yours at university, and then you're going to see, like, if you don't call her, you cut off all the contact, she's going to stare at you during the class. I mean, she's going to do literally all of the things here that are being said, minus, the ones that are actually crimes. And what? Like, is that her doing sexual violence to me? And by the way, I just want to say one more thing. When they keep talking about unsolicited dick pics, like, yeah, I get it. Disgusting. I'm glad that it never happened to me. Except for Count Dankula showing me his ballsack. But what I want to say is that, what about when a woman shows you her armpit hair? Is that not the equivalent of a female unsolicited pic? She shows you, like, an armpit hair. Or she shows you, like, a big fat belly, and then she posts it out there, and it's like, ugh. Divina Duckworth seen lesbians do all of those things. Of course, because I don't think men have a monopoly on it. It's just the fact that men are the ones that need to do the first interactions, and they're the ones that need to convince the woman. But I assume in a lesbian relationship where you have two women, like, one of them is going to have to take the initiative. So, yes, she's probably going to use all of those things. I thought female unsolicited pics is when they sent you their nudes. No, it's when they send you their armpit hair. I seen women with what I call sand traps. I don't want to know. There were some sand traps in Dune. Okay, I'm going to stop because you guys are upsetting me. I haven't seen Dune. I really wanted to see it. I can't see it tomorrow because the government isn't allowing me to. So I'm Duneless. I've been blue balled. Arachnis has been close to me. I understand they're making some video games about Dune though, so hopefully those will be nice. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the super chats. I hope you had a good time. Sorry.